Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Dustin Poirier calls out Islam Makhachev in a recent tweet after Islam first tweeted, "Who is next?" To this, Poirier replied, "What's up?" What do you guys think about a potential fight between Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev? Let us know in the comments. Yair Rodriguez says he hasn't heard anything about a potential fight with Alexander Volkanovski yet. When asked about the matchup, Yair had this to say.
Nothing yet. I think it's just too soon to hear something like that. But whatever, at the end of the day, if he decides not to defend the title, that'll make me the undisputed champion. Why? Because I'm gonna defend the belt against somebody else. And what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be the undisputed champion. If he decides to come and fight 145 pounds again, then whoever wins that fight will be the undisputed. So regardless of the situation, it's one of those situations that are like you have to fight again. That's why I didn't want to take the Yoshime fight, because he's a beast, and of course in this you need to be really smart in this game. It's not like because everybody's tough in this game. Don't get me wrong, everybody's tough, but you gotta be smart enough to know where, like, okay, I can just go and fight Alexander Volkanovski instead of having to go through a tough opponent, because I felt like I deserved the opportunity, and now I have to face Yoshime, who's a beast, and I need to go through him to get to the title shot. And now, if Alexander Volkanovski decides not to go down 145 pounds, then I'll have to fight again to get them.
During a recent interview, Jon Jones admits that DC would likely do a good job commentating on his fight against Ciryl Gane. Jones also believes that he and DC could be friends if they sat down to talk. Here's the clip.
I do believe that Daniel will do a great job. All the guys do a really good job of being non-biased, and the UFC, they hire these guys because they're professionals. And I think he's going to do a great job if he gets the job. Daniel has commentated for me before. I believe he was in the corner when I fought Ovince St. Preux, and did a great job. He's non-biased. So, yeah. People try to make Daniel and I out to be these absolute arch enemies. And if you look at competitive athletes throughout history, they all come around. Mike Tyson and Holyfield, they all come around. It's just competition. Outside of the sport, I have no ill will towards Daniel. I think it's a very stand-up individual. And I think we'd actually make great friends if we were able to sit down in front of each other and really just chat it out. So, it is what it is.
During a recent podcast, Javier Mendez compares the relationship between Khabib and Islam Makhachev to that of Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier during their heavyweight days.
I see. It makes me think of Islam and Khabib, you and DC. Mm-hmm. Just the same kind of relationship. Two champions that can make each other better and don't want to go against each other and only push each other higher. And I don't know, do you ever think of it like that, Jav?
No, it was exactly like that. DC would never go and fight Cain in a real fight because they're brothers. As brothers could be, just the same as Islam and Khabib. They were helping each other, sharpen each other, but they would never fight each other. Never. That was never going to happen. That's why DC moved up to heavyweight. Moved down to light heavyweight for that very reason, because he wasn't going to fight Cain. It wasn't like, come on, everybody knows, and DC knows, he loves to eat. So for DC to give up loving to eat, to not have to fight Cain, that was a big testament of their love for each other as teammates, as brothers, and that's the same thing Islam and Khabib have, the same kind of relationship. So yes, it's very, very similar, very similar.
The rematch between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira is set to go down at UFC 287 in April. Adesanya was asked if he plans to put on some extra size for the rematch so that he was closer to Pereira's size, and this was his reply. "If you want to do that, you need time, and I don't like having too much time off like that. Like, that's not for me. Other guys, they'll fight like once or twice a year. That's not for me. I like to stay active, I roll the dice, and I don't need to do that. I feel like I can get the guy. I almost have the guy every time, so I know exactly what to do to get the guy." Erin Blanchfield isn't impressed with Valentina Shevchenko's grappling and believes it's a weak point in her game.
What kind of holes do you see in her game?
Valentina, I don't think it's any secret. Her striking is very good. Her Muay Thai is very crisp. She even has some decent body lock takedowns, but I think on the actual floor, her jiu-jitsu it's not bad, but it's just very, very basic. I don't think she has many submissions, or I don't think she can get out from certain positions very well, like we kind of saw against Talia. So I kind of think that's where her game is probably the most basic and probably could use like some improvement.
So when you watch her on the ground and you know your skills, do you say, oh man, I would relish this opportunity. I would love to get on the ground with her?
I definitely do. I know I could fight with Valentina anywhere, but I know, against anybody in the flyweight division, I know that my jiu-jitsu is much better and that I can finish anybody.
Jake Paul gives some insight into his talks with Francis Ngannou during a recent interview with Ariel Helwani.
I know you have somewhat of a relationship with Francis. Do you think you'll be able to get him to come over?
Hopefully. I think that's the best thing for him, honestly. I don't think there's a better place for him than the PFL. Working with those guys, working with my team, there's massive things that we could do. So we've been in talks, and he knows what we have to offer, and we'll respect him and appreciate him no matter what, but we're here and ready to work.
Deontay Wilder blasts Chael Sonnen during a recent interview. The boxer was unhappy with recent comments made by Sonnen, who said that Wilder's two-fight proposal to Ngannou is a bad idea, and even called Wilder a coward. Wilder said, "Who is this guy again? When you're successful, you don't listen to the whispers or miserable people's cries. I don't listen to those things. I haven't been sitting around worrying about the foolishness or the sounds of foolish people. For me, because I don't make money off of foolishness, I don't entertain it. But I might need to start getting a podcast and start making some money off of YouTube. But that's just another human being, a miserable person. That's what he feels. I don't feel too much emotion about what people say. If someone wants to come out and maybe get clicks on his podcast or whatever he tries to do, then hey, more power to him. But we know what we've got going on. Why not do boxing? Why not do MMA? I said they always come to boxing. I would love to come to MMA too. So what's the cowardly thing? Whatever sport or business goes first, it doesn't matter." Daniel Cormier believes people should stop underestimating Aljamain Sterling. He goes on to say that his fight against Henry Cejudo will be the last time fans doubt him.
Aljamain Sterling confirms it. He's fighting Henry Cejudo. And Ryan, you said that he's been underrated a bit. This is the final step. The reason he's been underrated is because Dillashaw left as the champion. Petr Yan was the champion and was beating Aljo in the first fight, so they felt like he won it in a fluky way. Henry Cejudo was the champion when he walked away. He beat Cejudo. There are no more questions. There are no more people that walked away from the weight class with the belt. He will have beaten them all. It is a tremendous opportunity for Aljamain Sterling. And honestly, it's time for people to stop sleeping on the bantamweight champion of the world. But Henry Cejudo is a winner, Ryan. I'm telling you, and I've said it time and time again, this kid won the Olympics as a child. This kid was one of the worst wrestlers in the world the year prior to winning the Olympics. He was 30th out of 34 guys in the bracket. Fast forward 12 months, dude is the Olympic champion. He has an ability to prepare himself like no one I have ever seen before. And this guy is confident.
Conor McGregor uploaded a short video to his Instagram outside the Ultimate Fighter house. Here's the footage.
Be outside the fighter's house, yeah. Wait tomorrow morning. Wake up tomorrow morning, you're looking for it. And then there I am, this. Click, like. The mic's back on the attack, and that rock all over me.
Chael Sonnen had this to say about the drunken video.
Conor appears to be really weird. Getting drunk appears to make Conor really weird. But what do you guys think about that? Like is a drunk Conor McGregor stumble around the tough set interest you? I won't be mad at what your answer is. I'm just asking. I've never felt that they go hand in hand. Now, to tell an adult that he can't drink when he's following the laws, being at home and not driving, it's a little bit weird to do. But commingling sport with some kind of substance abuse, I just think it's weird.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.